Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another edition of Tool Tech Tuesday. You know, I've talked about some different abrasive companies in the past, and I've used them, and I like the products. I've also just went to Harbor Freight and picked up some of their flap disc, cut wheels, what have you. Just before I quit my full-time job at the county, maybe a year or so, they started using a product that I just was thoroughly impressed with, and I started buying those products and used them here in my shop. I haven't talked about them yet because I wanted to get some products that were well used, or at least one of them that impressed me the most, that was well used, so I could show you the difference between their new flap disc and their old flap disc. That's just one of the products they offer. This company is called CGW Abrasives. They were founded in Israel in 1956, and then they started their US company in 1990. But you can see from the catalog here, they just have a multitude of different products, from die grinders to bench wheels to flap discs to hard discs. They've got cut wheels, different sizes. This one here is a 6.5. They've got a 4.5. They've got a 5.5 or 5 inch. So depending upon what size you have, they do have you covered for whatever size that you may have. Like I said, they do have stuff for a die grinder, as well. They run a 2.5 inch for that. They do have some M-lock stuff. As well, if you want to run M-lock on your die grinder, or if you have the Milwaukee M18 die grinder, they have stuff available for that. But one of the things that impressed me the most with that company, like I said, is the longevity of the product. So right there is their 6-inch flap disc. This one's a 120. That's new. Right there is a 6-inch flap disc that's used, that's a 120. And this one still cuts almost, I mean not quite, but it still cuts almost as good as what the new one does. So a lot of times when we buy these flap discs, and here's one here, there's a 4-inch. You can see that's the 4-inch right there. These are 36 grit. You can see the difference between a new 36 and a used 36. The ones that we purchase, like from our local stores or maybe another company or maybe Harbor Freight, by that time right there, they're getting around the edges. We're throwing them away and getting a new flap disc out. Now, I'm not going to say that the edges still cut as good, but they're still removing product almost as good as what a new one does. Here in just a little bit, I'm going to put both of these in one of my grinders and show you the difference between the two. You can tell from the sparks that fly that this one still will cut. Not as good, but still cuts. You don't need to throw them away and replace them nearly as much as what you used to have to. Also, I'll put a link down in the description. They have an Amazon store. I'll put that down there. They have their own website, and they have other places where they sell as well. If you check your local weld shops, odds are CGW Abrasives is in that store. You can see some of their storefronts within their catalog, what they look like right there. If you guys are in your local weld shop and you want to pick up some of the CGW Abrasives. Alright, I told you I wanted to show you the difference between the old and the new and how they cut. Right now I've got the old one loaded up in my Milwaukee, and I've got the new one loaded up in my DeWalt. We're just going to do a test right here on a bench. That way you can see the difference between the old and the new and how they cut. Safety first. That was the old one. Now there is a difference, as you can tell from the sparks coming off, but that's still, for me, not quite ready to be thrown away yet, but I'm a little bit cheap. But what's impressive is, as worn as that disc is between the two, and it still cuts and throw sparks. You can see where I just ran that right along the bench there. Then that was the top, that was the new one. Alright, like I said before, they do have various sizes available. This is a 6.5. They do have a 5, and they also offer a 4. And like I said before, in the catalog, they offer a 2-inch die grinder attachments as well, whether it be cutting or M-lock. So if you guys are in the market for a different abrasive company and you're looking for longevity, I would suggest you guys check out CGW Abrasives. Their Amazon stuff, or their Amazon store link, is in my description along with their website. So I guess with that being said, that's pretty much all I have. If you guys don't mind, hit that like button, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll see you guys in the next one.